Hey guys, so welcome to my channel. In this video, we are continuing our series of Darakaraka of the D1 chart in the D9 chart, okay, in the third house. So, one thing you have to remember, Darakaraka is only from the D1 chart, okay. It is not like that Atma Karka of the D1 and D9 will be different. So, how can Darakaraka be? It can't be, right? So, that is why you have to see Darakaraka of D1 only. If you want to take personal consultation regarding astrology, tarot card, if you want to take any kind of healing, okay, or if you if you want to purchase any book, you can contact me through WhatsApp, okay. If you don't use WhatsApp, you can if you don't use WhatsApp, you can email me, okay. I have provided all the links in the description box. So without wasting time, let's start this video. So third house, see guys, if you are looking from the prospect of marriage, then third house shows different thing. But if we look generally in the Navamsha chart, third house shows the same thing as your D1 chart of the Navamsha chart, okay. So third house, here we're talking about marriage. So third house shows your relationship with the spouse after marriage, okay, how much self efforts you are going to put in your relationship. And then it also shows the communication, how much communicative you both are going to be, how much long distance, how much short distance, short journeys you will travel together, your relationship with your siblings after marriage, okay. Also it shows that how much efforts you will have to put to make the marriage work, okay. It also shows your connection with your spouse's father, what type of the father will be of your spouse, okay. Then it also shows your going away from your homeland, like after marriage you can stay at other place which is not your homeland where you were staying before marriage, so that also it shows. Then it also shows meeting your spouse through online social media. It also shows if you and a spouse can pursue any hobby or do business together, okay. So these are some things that are shown by the third house. Now, what happens when the Darakaraka? Darakaraka is the planet that holds the lowest degree in your D1 chart, and it shows about the characteristics of your spouse, okay? What kind of characteristics your spouse will have. So, it shows this thing, and now it is placed in the third house. So, one thing it shows, you can meet your spouse through online platform, which nowadays is very common. Most of the people they meet through online medium only, or through friends, or while pursuing any hobby, so something like that, okay. If Scorpio is there in the third house in the Navamsha chart, suddenly you can meet your spouse. Suddenly the spouse comes in your life through online medium or through friends, okay, or you can meet in the dark lonely place, something like that. In at night you can meet your spouse, okay, so something like that. And after your spouse will come, transformation will occur, because Scorpio sign, I'm talking specifically about Scorpio sign. Also it shows that you and your spouse will be very communicative. Your spouse will be very communicative unless and until it is Saturn. If it is Saturn, then it can like slow communication, and duty will be more prominent in your marriage than having communication, okay. So this is the thing that it shows. So it also shows that you and your spouse can have love marriage, like you both will choose each other by yourself only. It also shows that you will have to put efforts to find your spouse or to get married, okay. Then it also shows that you and a spouse can also meet through any short journey, but after marriage there will be short journeys, you may have to travel, and after marriage your communication skill will improve, okay, or your spouse will be the one who will help you to improve your communication skills. Or like if you were speaking too fast before marriage, or you were like speaking anything without thinking, that may hurt people. So after your spouse comes in your life, your speech, your way of speaking will be transformed. Also, you and your spouse can have same type of hobby, same type of interest, and also shows you and your spouse will enjoy together. Okay, playful couple, enjoying having fun more than romantic. It is like friendship. So friendship will be very strong between you and your spouse, and you both will enjoy together. Now guys, it can be different for different planets. So planetary placement sign, it is very important. If for example Darakaraka planet is combust here, or with sun, or with malefics, then it can create problem. What kind of problem? Delay in marriage, lack of understanding, okay, cheating, or separation. So something like that can happen. Also shows karmic connection. Now third house is the eighth from eighth, so it also shows there is a karmic connection. Some karma has to be resolved between you and your spouse, and this thing is very prominent, and transformation will occur in life. Also, you will have to travel, or your spouse will have to travel to meet each other, so traveling will be involved. Now why you have got Darakaraka in the third house? So you have got Darakaraka in the third house because in this life your spouse is going to teach you something regarding self efforts. Like sometimes it is important to put your efforts into something rather than waiting for the miracle to happen, or rather than waiting for the destiny to do something. So sometimes it is important for us to do something rather than waiting for the destiny. So something like that your spouse will teach you, or your spouse can also teach you about communication. Okay, if your communication style, if you had problem in communicating or expressing your views, or you had to speak too much or something like that, your spouse will help you to improve that situation. Okay, so all these things are shown by the Darakaraka planet in the third house. Okay, now for different planets will be, if it will be different. Moon shows very much emotional connection, playful spouse. You both love to communicate about emotions, very emotional connection is there, and always expressing love ideas. Okay, so that is the thing. Also moon here shows frequent travels. You can travel with your spouse frequently, you can do business together, and you may have to not put lot of efforts to make the marriage work, but maturity, you will have to become mature when it comes to relationship and marriage, because lack of maturity can be there in the marriage. Sun in the third house shows ego clashes can happen. Okay, so communication will be very dominating. Whenever you will communicate, you both will try to dominate each other, because sun is your Darakaraka, it represents your spouse more. So your spouse will try to dominate you more, and you will have to listen to your spouse, but you will also be dominating as it's a third house. So ego clashes and all that thing can happen here, but you will also have to put efforts to make the marriage work. It also shows your spouse can be creative, artistic, and after marriage you both can have short journeys, and you can also become creative, artistic. So something like that. Okay, so communication will be see, wherever sun is sitting, it burns the qualities of that house. So somewhere communication will be normal, but still ego clashes can happen, so you will have to be careful regarding ego clashes. Okay, if it is Mercury, then Mercury shows so much communication and very playful relationship, enjoying together, pursuing hobby, and creative spouse, youthful spouse, younger looking spouse who speaks a lot, who is very childish. So good communication. So Mercury is very good here. Now if it is Venus, so Venus here shows that your spouse and you can have love marriage. Okay, very romantic relationship. Okay, you both love to communicate about love, romance, love to have romance together, date together. So very romantic couple, and love marriage can happen, traveling can happen after marriage. You can meet your spouse through any kind of social media or through traveling or something like that. Okay, so very romantic loving spouse, so very romantic, loving spouse, good looking spouse, creative spouse. So Venus also is good here, but also it shows that you can flirt with other people, so you have to control that thing. Never flirt with other people. Always be loyal in the relationship. Okay, it can also be applicable for your spouse. Your spouse can also be the one who may flirt with other people. Okay, so vice versa, the situation can be there. Okay, so if it is Mars basically, so guys, Mars here shows ego clashes again, and like fighting, arguments can happen. But this one positive thing, Mars is very good here. Okay, your spouse will be very passionate romantic relationship. Okay, you both will try to protect your relationship from all the negativities, from all the problems, obstacles, and you both will do anything to make the relationship work. Very passionate you both are going to be. But now Mars here also will bring obstacles that can be related to like fights and arguments. Whenever communicate, it will be like fire. Okay, like ego clashes, you are right or I'm right, something like that. So you have to try to be calm and patient while you talk with your spouse, and don't be angry unnecessarily. Okay, you have to avoid the fights and arguments. Otherwise Mars is good here. Just if Mars is getting aspect of Venus or Jupiter, then Mars can not give bad results here. Okay, so we have to see the significance properly. Now if it is Saturn, so Saturn slows down the communication. Saturn also will make you put efforts, but it will be very slow. It also make you put lot of efforts to have romance. Okay, so marriage here will be not very romantic. You yourself are a person who is not too much into romance, who consider duty to be very important. Saturn here also delays the short journeys. Saturn here makes you communicate very less with your spouse. Whenever you like, you will be lazy or your spouse will be lazy to communicate or share ideas. So this thing will happen because you will want to spend time alone in yourself rather than all the time communicating. Okay, but to make the relationship work, you will have to put lot of efforts. Okay, if Jupiter is here, so Jupiter is not good, considered good here. Okay, but it will give you a spouse who will be like a teacher to you, who will teach you many things. Okay, who will speak like a teacher, like a guru. And here also it can increase the short journeys, like you will have to frequently travel either with your spouse or without your spouse, or your spouse will travel alone because of work and all that. And Jupiter is aspecting the 7th house, so it is protecting the 7th house. Okay, and also will give you gains, so your spouse can bring gains in your life, and knowledge, wealth, and abundance in your life. Other thing will depend upon the aspects and the conjunctions. But here it shows wise spouse who actually is very much like attached to his or her principles, duties, and whatever he or she believes. He or she believes dharma and all that. They believe a particular thing, and no, it is fixed, and they will not change their belief only because of you. Okay, so that kind of your spouse you will get in your life. Okay, so this is the thing, guys. But it gives wise and matured spouse who is like a guru, who is like a teacher. Okay, so guys, this is what I wanted to share. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. Take care and bye bye.